As the student speaker, I feel somewhat obligated to tell you my story on how I got to be standing here today. But what I think is more important on this day is your story. Between the crowds gathering in protest, the fear of crowds themselves, and the news feeling overcrowded with heartache. This last year may have left many of you feeling like our stories have become somewhat lost in the crowds. An unwavering common denominator of this last year has been the concept of unity. The focus has been on the collective. But for this moment in time, I would instead like to focus on the individual, uniting yourself, loving yourself, and commemorating your story on such a special occasion. I've been thinking to myself a lot lately about that word, unity, and the simple fact that it begins with you. And I don't think that was by accident. We've spent so much of this last year trying to enact change as a group, which, don't get me wrong, is very necessary. But trying to change the world and get everyone to love one another becomes impossible if you don't love yourself first. And I cannot think of a better reason to love yourself and believe in yourself than the fact that you are sitting here today, graduating. You see, unity begins with you because without you, there would be no collective to unite. Each and every one of you means something. Each and every one of you has the potential to influence others and will go on to contribute to the union of the collective. But so much of that comes from the relationship that you have with yourself, because that relationship so deeply reflects onto the relationship that you have with others. My dad is an avid gardener, and growing up, I would watch as he watered the plants in our yard, tended to them, and made sure they got enough sunlight. And soon enough, the seedlings began to spread beyond the bounds of our yard, and before we knew it, people were coming over to ask for his advice and to get trimmings to start gardens of their own. It's a passion that became contagious. The point being, it is so incredibly important to take care of yourself, just as you would a garden. And pretty soon you'll watch as your influence becomes contagious. Plato once said, "This city is what it is because its citizens are what they are." I think you may have been onto something, because UC San Diego certainly is what it is because its students are who they are. They go on to make an impact in the world and become uniting figures in society because their influence, well, it's simply contagious. And while this last year may have highlighted some of life's most difficult lessons, that should never take away from the victories, big or small, that brought us here today. Whether your victory was getting out of bed this morning, eating a healthy meal, or acing that last final, whether it was becoming the first in your family to go to college, or overcoming the anxiety of hitting that unmute button just to get participation points, or whether it was simply getting to class on time, these victories are all a part of your story. Don't discredit your story. Think about the thousands of times you could have given up, but you didn't. You could have stayed down, but you didn't. Your story is something to be proud of. It's a part of you. And while we are sitting here celebrating all of the little victories that make up you and your story, might I also point out that here we are, together, celebrating one very big victory, and that is graduation. One of the great gifts of this university is that it draws students from all over San Diego, all over California, all over the United States, all over the world, and seats them right next to one another. Yet we are all Tritons. So in a time where unity continues to be at the forefront of our minds, remember who you are. Remember your story and the difference that a healthy, happy you can make in unity. Unity begins with you for a reason. So go pursue your happiness and watch as you inspire others to do the same. Today is the day that we recognize you, and tomorrow you can go back to changing the world, but today is your day. And while this last year may have left you feeling like your story is lost among all the crowds, let it be known that this is a crowd that is so grateful that your story brought you here today. I am inexplicably grateful to be graduating and standing here alongside of you all today. Thank you for being a part of my story. And I hope you are as proud of yourself as I am of you. And with that, congratulations, class of 2021. You did it.